It's going to be the men who go first. This is becoming a bit more of a regular occurrence. We had a first ever event at the World Cross Country Championships, and then it followed suit at the European Cross Country Championships, in which Great Britain won the gold medal in December. You may have been watching that in our coverage. So this really event, which happened here last year, you heard Laura Muir talking about, is part of a new trend, and Tom Marshall was part of that gold medal team. In fact, the only member of that gold medal team who's here today, so he's going to lead off Great Britain, but we've got strong teams everywhere you look here. Belgium going to be led off by Isaac Kimeli over on the far side there. Look out for a very good young English team, juniors, all four of them. We'll go through them one by one as we get going. The Scottish team, that's going to be very interesting as well. That there standing there is Jamie Williamson. I used to run against his dad Graham many years ago. Great runner Graham, still the Scottish record holder for the mile 1,000 metres. So Jamie hoping to carry on good strong family traditions in the event here. Quick start, and Tom Marshall just at the back there, but Kimeli's the one who started very quickly. And unlike the relay, we can interject with a female voice now. Paula, this is it's a good fun event, but it also means a lot to the athletes. This is their domain, a lot of milers, track people in here, as well as the cross-country specialists.
Yeah, it's a good fun event, and it's an opportunity for those track specialists to kind of share in the cross-country atmosphere, racing on the surface without having to test themselves over that longer distance. And it brings the whole team together as well. A lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie out there. They'll stay around and they'll cheer on the other racers later on, but it's important to them to race well in this, to kick off even though the relay doesn't count towards the team standings, to kick it off to a good start. And straight away Kimeli has really set out with a vengeance.
Well, conditions are pretty good for the track runners, particularly this section here can often be quite muddy along there, but it's not too bad at all this year. A little bit sticky in one or two parts, but Kimeli, like a lot of the track runners, will be able to get moving through this. Now he's a 3:37, 1500 meter man, but he is also an under 23 cross-country champion at the European level, so he's got that right perfect mix for this 1 kilometer. And look at that, England now in the shape of James Gormley just moving through into second place. Tom Marshall is back in fourth, but they're just starting to close up a little bit on Kimeli, who did start very quickly indeed. This is probably the stickiest section here. I don't think there's going to be much to choose between them all at the end of this first leg though, and then they'll hand over to the first of the two women. So it's man woman. Laura Muir will be going on the very last leg for Great Britain, but Tom Marshall's got to get a bit closer.
Yeah, he has. He needs to move up a little bit. James Gormley running really well, and Tom Marshall could do is moving up to close that gap towards him. Kimeli is now maybe paying the price a little bit for having set off so fast. It is a strong team, the Belgian team, so he's obviously wants to give them a good start. He's handing over to Sophie van Ackum and then Jerome Doet, so it's going to be a strong team following him. But now we see more of the runners. Here's Gomez for Europe on the outside, coming through to contest and trying to hand over the baton in first place for Europe.
Yeah, Gomez looking good. Williamson taking closer order as well for Scotland. Tom Marshall for Great Britain, though, is struggling. And look at Everard of Ireland, he's right in there. So not too much to choose right at the very front, but these 2-3 seconds will make a difference. So it's Belgium leading from Europe, from Ireland. Great Britain towards the back there. Alex Bell now got the baton for Great Britain, but at the front, it's Belgium with Sophie van Ackum leading. Laura Crow for Ireland just settling in then. Now Europe just pushing on. Pereira deciding she's not going to hang around there. So the race really on. Those gaps appearing. Alex Bell working pretty hard right at the beginning to try and close on these top three. She needed to do that, realised she couldn't hang around too much there for Scotland. It's Stephanie Pennycook, who's been having a very good winter, just trying to follow Alex Bell.
Yeah, and Alex Bell has made up the ground pretty quickly and closed down on Sophie van Ackum of Belgium. But moving out ahead, it's Pereira, and the whole of the European team is the Spanish team, which finished in bronze medal position at the European Cross Country Championships. So they're a team that is obviously in good shape and are used to working together as a team and are judging it well so far. Alex Bell has moved quickly through there and running very strongly at this point. She is an 800-meter runner, so it's a little bit of a step up in distance for her. Certainly probably a test over the terrain, but I would guess she has done some preparation and some cross-country races to prepare for this.
Yeah, Alex has been concentrating a lot more on her endurance this winter. She's now working with Andy Henderson in Leeds, and She ran very well in the Liverpool cross-country, you know, for the senior team, the full event, and wasn't selected for that gold medal. Well, it turned out to be the gold medal run for the team. She certainly was in contention. We had Sarah McDonald and Millie Courtney who ran the two legs, female legs in that event, but Alex certainly could have gotten there and done very well. And look what she's done here. Pereira went off way too hard. These three are well clear though. It's Ireland, Great Britain and Europe. Ireland doing well, Laura Crow looking comfortable, but Alex Bell closed the gap quickly, settled in here now, and I just wonder whether she can just push on right at the end and just get a couple of seconds gap.
Yeah, she's looking very strong, particularly on the uphills. She's looking probably the best of those three, as she loses a little bit there, didn't quite get that section right to negotiate the downhill. It is tricky because the grass on those sections on the hills is a lot longer than on the rest of the course.
Yeah, a bit of work on the cornering for Alex, but manoeuvring her way nicely through there. She looks very relaxed, very strong, and for an 800-meter runner, that's a real good confidence boost for her. This winter is going very well for her so far. We'll set her up nicely, but she's running well here. Crow just was having to work. Pereira trying to get back on terms. Surely Alex Bell can just try and find a little bit extra here. She got a little bit of a sprint finish because these three are well clear. She's going to hand over to Adam Clark and of course Laura Muir on the last leg, but Pereira has rallied really well here after a fast start. The European team, effectively the Spanish team, may just have a slim advantage here. So it's Europe and Ireland and Great Britain locked together, but only a second between these top three teams, and then there's a bit of a gap. So Victor Ruiz takes the baton for Europe. Ireland, Kieran Kelly chasing him down, and Adam Clark for Great Britain, and Belgium trying to get back in here. Jaron Duhut, who's fourth, and what, 4 seconds behind.
Yeah, he's a 3:36 1500-meter runner, Duhut, so he is capable of making up that ground and running well. But Adam Clark also, I would say, is capable of running faster than his 1500-meter personal best. Maybe reflects he spends a lot of time doing the pacemaking, leading out sessions for the likes of Mo Farah, Charlie Grice on training camps, just recently back from a training stint and is in good shape and judging it well as he moves now onto the shoulder of Kieran Kelly and starts to try and make up ground on Victor Ruiz.
Well, he's looking strong, isn't he, the Spaniard, but Clark may well have judged his effort well. He's moved nicely into second place. He's got to be aware of the Belgians behind, but of course Laura Muir on the last leg. Remember how well she ran last year, if you're watching. Already in good form, as we were talking about, or she was talking about in the interview beforehand, that 3,000-meter race last week, setting her up nicely, but she'll want to come away with a victory for Britain here. So that's a couple of seconds for Adam Clark to try and close that gap there. Ruiz still running strong though.
Yeah, I think that gap is still growing. Ruiz is working hard, and up those uphill sections he was pulling away a little bit. Adam Clark now starting to close it again, and he wants to close it as much as possible to give Laura Muir something to shoot at. Doesn't matter if he doesn't hand over the baton in front, but so long as he gives her enough of a chance to make up that gap and to use the strength that she has. And now Ruiz looks over his shoulder and realizes how much ground Adam Clark has made up.
Well, Clark will be getting cheered on by the British contingent, and they know that he's can be a really redoubtable competitor when he wants to be, and now he's attacking early here. And Ruiz just responding. These two well clear of Belgium, who've moved into third place ahead of Ireland, and Clark wants to give Laura Muir the advantage. It won't be a big one. Still half a meter, and Belgium closing all the time. De Hout is finishing very, very quickly indeed now. Has Clark judged this well?
Yeah, he needs to find something else, because Duhut now has launched his shoot for the finish, and he is really making up that ground fast. May even close down on Ruiz, but Adam Clark needs to stay in contact as best he can now and get that baton over to Laura.
Europe lead, Belgium second, Great Britain third. Laura Muir has the baton. She's going to be chasing the Belgian 800-meter champion. Well, I think there's only going to be one winner there, if you ask me, and I think there's only going to be one winner against Guerrero as well, the Spanish athlete who's out in front. Now, the only question is how long does Laura Muir want to wait? I'm guessing the answer is going to be not very long. So Laura Muir already closed up on the leader. Europe had a slim advantage, maybe a couple of seconds there, you see, from the split times at the end of lap 3. So Laura's got quickly to the front, settled, and already just starting to forge ahead.
And already showing her experience on this ground as well. She moves a little bit wider. She's looking for the better surface. She's looking for the ground that's a little bit less cut up and gives her a cleaner run at it. And quickly she's moved past those two and is forging ahead. She's not interested in waiting to sit behind them and then work harder in the second half. She's really attacking from the start, and she's probably attacking for that loop record or course record that she already holds.
Yeah, she ran under 3 minutes round here last year, which, cross-country courses are measured. They're not always as accurate, obviously, as a track, but assuming it's pretty close to a kilometre, which it is, then that 2:53 she ran last year was very quick. She was chasing for longer last year, so she's got to the front very quickly here, so it may be that she'll just settle and keep working hard, assure herself and her team of the victory. And look at that. Well, to be fair, the other two are not in her class as a track runner apart from anything else. And Laura doesn't do too many cross countries. She tends to run the Scottish relays, which she ran earlier in the year, one or two of the longer races as well. And then, as she was saying in her interview, uses indoors and this event to prepare for what's ahead, the World Indoor Championships. Not going to the Commonwealth Games, of course. She's still, this is her final year of her studies to be a vet, and they clash in May as she's got plenty of exams and sadly can't go and compete at the Commonwealth Games. But the European Championships in the summer will be her main target for the summer. But at the moment, the Scottish crowd here really enjoying seeing their champion, their superstar, Laura Muir, stretching her lead, working hard to bring the baton home for Great Britain.
Yeah, and she'll be enjoying this. She loves getting the chance to come out and race in front of the crowds here in Scotland, and just to race hard as well at the moment. I mean, she's been working hard on her studies, putting in 60-hour weeks in her work as a veterinary student there. So to be able to come out and just run hard and just get back to racing is something that she's been looking forward to for a while.
Well, she's enjoying this now, stretching out. It really is shifting, going through the gears, working hard. It was a bit of a tough race for her last week. She went out, she was running against men, and she went out hard the first kilometre, had to work really hard to hang on to it. But today, she's been able to enjoy the adulation of this crowd. It's a victory for Great Britain and for Laura Muir. The winning time, 11:34 thereabouts. We'll tidy that up. Close for second. Belgium just beating the Spanish team running for Europe. And Laura quickly gets the blanket around her. Ireland come in fourth, and Scotland, I think it is, coming in fifth place. Yeah, no video referees required. It was fairly straightforward, wasn't it? Great Britain winning, 11:33, the winning time. Laura Muir, 3:01. Alex Bell ran 3:04. Good run from her. Tom Marshall 2:46 and Adam Clark 2:42. That was their individual legs. Belgium just got ahead of Europe for the second place, and as I said before, Ireland fourth, Scotland Davis, Steph Twell on the last leg were fifth.